Hello, this is Bullet, aka the Passive Aggressive Sherpa. In today's video, we're taking a look at this week's Nightfall and some tips for next time it comes around. Oh, and I also got the D.F.A. I don't know how many times I ran the strike, to be honest. If I had to guess, maybe a total of 40 to 50 times this week. Maybe. A little more, a little less. Probably not a little less. Last night I ran it with these guys. We must have run it maybe 7 or 8 times. I can't thank them enough for grinding this with me. I'm uploading this video for a couple of reasons. One, because I got the D.F.A, this Nightfall specific weapon. And I thought it would be cool for those to see what it looks like when Nightfall specific loot drops. Two, I've learned a lot of things from running the strike so many times, and I want to share some tips for the next time this strike comes around. Or should you end up running the strike as a heroic strike? My first tip for this strike I got from Sydney Payne. If you're not following him, you should. He's pretty chill and solos a lot of Nightfalls and provides commentary on them to help you survive. In this first part, I used to run to the right, jump on the wall, follow it around, and then shoot all of the ads and the major from there. Didn't always work, but it was a fairly safe spot for the most part. Sydney's strategy is far better. What you want to do is stay here to the left. This way you can run past the whole first section of ads and not die. Now normally what'll happen when I run this section is I go, you'll see here, all the way to where the big archway starts for the infinite forest. I stay to the left and I'll jump up using the stones on that side of the wall. Here I'm with a fire team I have a lot of confidence in, so I just kind of jump up here and go from there. But normally I'll come up right there and then come around and kill this guy. But if you stay up here, you're fairly safe. Not too many will venture up here, and if you're with your fire team at this point, you're just not going to have a problem. You don't have to kill all these ads, but just keep killing these Cabal until you'll hear a sound and it'll say new objective. It makes a specific sound, just listen for it, and then you can stop what you're doing and run through. Now when it comes to running through the infinite forest, depending on the abilities of the people you're with, if you're with a fairly decent team, I suggest just running through this section if you're grinding for the Nightfall specific loot. Score doesn't matter. With a good fire team, you can just run through this and there shouldn't be a problem. My pro tip, with each section, when it spawns in, look to see where the gate is. Here I can see it straight ahead. It gives you an idea of where you're going to have to go and the direction that you're heading. It's real easy to get turned around in here. So kind of before you go into this section, look at where it is that you're trying to go. And then as you're running, start formulating the best plan to go. Or the best plan to get you there. And if you're with a good fire team, you should all wind up being around the same place. What makes that great is that you're not the only one the ads are shooting at. When you're trying to solo this, I'm about 50-50 trying to run through it and not dying. I probably die more than 50% of the time. And it's frustrating because you're the only one the ads are shooting at and chasing after. But with a fire team, if you're all running and trying to somewhat stick together, then there's 3 targets for them to shoot at, not just you, and it makes it a lot easier to survive. But again, always keep an eye on where that gate is so you know which way to run once you get in there. Getting turned around will screw you. There's times I've seen people who get turned around, they wind up dying, they respawn, not sure where they're at, and I've had people, including myself, I've run through 2 gates and realized I'm almost back at where we entered the forest. So, and I've had people run all the way back to the beginning realizing we're all at the end and they ran all the way back to the beginning. It's hilarious, but it sucks when it's you. So pay attention to where you're at. In this section, personally, if I'm soloing it, I kick back here. I've killed everything behind me, so nothing's sniping at me. And I take out these snipers first. Even when there's a group of us, I try to take out as many of these snipers as I can until I feel I've gotten rid of enough of them that I can safely run up there. And then I go through the middle here. To me, I found this to be the safest. There's few things that'll shoot you jumping up through the middle here. And once you get up to the top, you may find that the ads will start jumping up here, or they just spawn in. So if you have a grenade, work on it. If you need your shield for cover, go ahead and do so. But if there's 3 of you and you're halfway decent, this section shouldn't be too much of a problem. Once you kill enough of them, the gates will spawn. Now this next section, I learned this last night and it's awesome. I used to always have to kill everything here, and it always took a lot of time when we were running this map. You don't have to run, or you don't have to kill everything here. I thought you had to kill enough ads before Segura will tell you that, oh, you can use your Sparrow. Just stay to the right, run over here, jump up on this platform. Now, once you get right there, then you double jump. If you don't double jump before that, if you double jump before that spot, you probably aren't going to make the jump. So make sure you're on the very last part of that edge before you jump. And this part, be careful, but running through it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And if you can get there first through this section, it makes it a lot easier, because running through it makes them go all aggro on you, and it makes it harder if you're the second one going through there, because now they're looking for somebody to mess with. But for the most part, fairly easy section. If you're doing this on like prestige mode, you can stay to the right and avoid every single ad in that section. There's only one part where it's a thin area and there's lasers on the wall that you can be bumped into that'll create problems. But for the most part, that's how you do it on prestige mode if you're concerned or have trouble driving through it. Here, this first section, if you're doing prestige mode, before you make that jump over to this section on your Sparrow, get off your Sparrow and try to pick off some of those ads first before coming over. Once you get here, I try to take out that little Scion and those guys previously. But the key thing, always look for these Scion snipers. They will pick you off from across the map. So stay focused on them. I don't kill all the Scions in this section. I took out a lot of them, but I saw that my fire team was just running past them all, so I was planning on shooting them, and then I'm like, they're all ahead of me, so I need to run and keep up. Try to keep up with your fire team. If they're running faster than you, try to keep up, because as you see right here, I'm taking a lot of damage because they ran through it, got all the ads all aggro, and now I get there, they're pissed off, and I'm the only one they got to target. So stay with your fire team. Now, in this first section of the boss fight, lots of ways to make it through here. I died, I think, 2 different times that we ran this strike in the same spot because I'm an idiot. There's those 3 lights on that little pillar right in front of me. I stand here because I can do some damage to the boss, and then when they spawn, they're going to spawn into the left once enough damage is done, and I can kill the ads, and I've got all this cover. Forgetting that right there, the lasers are going to turn on in just a second. And so I'm sitting here thinking I'm safe, and then boom, lasers come on from both angles, and I'm screwed. So don't do that. Always pay attention to where those lasers are going to come on, and don't stand there. If there's 3 of you, one of the quickest ways to get the boss out of there is once he, at the very beginning, once throw a grenade at him, make sure he's taking damage because he'll be immune for a few seconds. If one of you has a super, once he starts taking damage, use your super on him. That'll get him out of the room real quick. And then you can work on the ads if you need your super, because the more you kill, the quicker your super is going to show up. And then look for the Minotaur, and hopefully he will drop some power ammo. Now, everybody needs to run through this section quickly. You can only spend so much time before you run through. If you take too much time, that gate's going to close and all of you are going to get locked out, and you're going to spawn into this room with the boss and all the ads there, and they're shooting on you and you still haven't even spawned in yet. So get into this second room as quick as you can. The third room, as long as all 3 of you don't go in, the gate won't close. But here, again, focus on the ads. You want to have, if someone wants to work on the boss, doing damage to him, that's fine. That's probably the preferred way to do it. But you need at least one person focusing, 2 people focusing on the ads. And get him. I don't need the heavy here. I'm just looking for, I know we're probably going to run this again, so I want to be prepared. You don't have to kill these guys. Once the gate's open, you can run through, but I believe they were just doing it to help build up their supers a little quicker for the final boss fight. In this room, if you have a hunter, have him tether that boss as soon as you all get in there. Here, we're waiting for everyone to catch up. Then we'll run in. Have your hunter tether that guy, and then the other 2, put heavy into him, a grenade, your supers if you have it, and you can dispatch him in a matter of seconds. As you see, he's tethered. Be careful. Try not to, what I just did there, I try to stay either in front or in back of him. You have to be careful because if you're on the left or the right, if he stomps, he can send you off the map. And then right here, wait for it. Boom. That beautiful purple engram. And it gave me my D.F.A. And that's it for this strike. I hope some of the things I helped. I hope some of the things I helped. I hope some of the things I said helped. Anyways, that's it for this video. Have a great day. My weekly updates or weekly reset video should be up around 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.
Guardian down.